Hello everyone. I'm excited to meeting with all of you again in this regional product training, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei. And how is everybody doing? I hope that everybody's doing great as always. I can tell everyone that this training will be very special to all of us. Why? Because we are going to talk about how Unicity supplement can help us with anti-aging. I believe that everyone has a dream of finding the age of the fountain of youth, and the sirtuin is the key of delaying the aging. It's a unique genes that regulates cell aging, and this is become so special because our two product specialists and expert, Winda and also Claudia, will share with us their expertise and also their knowledge. Without much further ado, Winda and Claudia, the floor is yours.
Morning, everyone. As we know that aging is inevitable problems that everyone has. So it's a gradual process, but this process can be different from each one of us. One maybe have a faster aging process and the other has a slower aging process. So sometimes at the same age, people can look younger or older. What causes aging? There are many factors. From the external, we can see the sun radiation, from UV lights, pollution around us, lifestyle like lack of sleep, stress, unbalanced diet, so we haven't been eating very well, the age itself, and for women, especially the menopause, and overall is the lifestyle, how your lifestyle can help you with slowing down the aging process. There are actually 6 ways our body can fight aging by itself. So we have 6 common mechanisms, we call it. First is the metabolism regulating mechanism, the antioxidant defense and protection mechanism, tissue renewal mechanism in which our organ and our body can produce new tissues every day, inflammatory balance regulation mechanism, detoxification process, and DNA protection repair. So this mechanism works from the smallest part of our body, the gene, the DNAs, up to the whole body. Call it as the metabolism. There are 30 trillion cells in our body, and each cell contains DNA strand, around 2 meters long in each small cell. Each of these DNA strands has a fraction, we call it as gene. This gene contains different kinds of protein, and this is what regulates an expression for different kinds of metabolism of F in our body. So this gene expression made in the DNA, so we call this DNA as our blueprint of life. How we look, how our hair color, our skin tone, the shape of our eyes, nose, everything that we carry we has it in our DNA. There are 20,000 genes in our body, and each genes carry different codes. These codes will express proteins. These proteins works in different parts of body. For example, on our skin, in our digestion system, for our cardiovascular health, the heart and blood vessels, in bone and joint, in brain, the cognitive function. And this gene works by switching on and off. Just like lamps, when you switch on and off, it will express a protein. So we call this gene as the chemical switch. And how does this gene affect us? Let's find out more, and we'll invite Claudia to explain more about this. Please, Claudia.
All right, thank you, Winda, for the great introduction into introducing our genes and how it works and how it influences every part of our body. Okay, so right, the next slide, please. Okay, now here we can see two comparisons, right? How can two people of the same age, all right, look entirely different? So one look like she looks gloriously young, all right, at 60. And the other one looks like she has gone through a lot in life, okay? She has a rough patch, and frankly, with her look, she easily looked 20 years older than this picture on the left, right? So how is it possible that individuals of the same age can look entirely different? And what exactly influences this? Many people say it's genes, okay? So let's see whether is this true. Okay, so externally, we can look at the appearance, right? But internally, there is apparently some differences also in terms of at the cellular level. All right, young cell, as you can see, it looks very well-rounded, all right? The DNA and the other proteins in the cell looks pretty much healthy. But over time, okay, as a young cell would age, it will progressively become an old cell, right? So old cell looks very different, you know, okay, physiologically. The shape of it is already distorted, that's number one, okay? And you can see there's starting to be erosion at the genetic level, and then DNA damage has also started to occur. Okay, there's a lot of mitochondrial dysfunction, loss of normal protein function. So from here, we can see that there is a big distinction, not just appearance-wise, but also physiologically in our cells. All right, next, please. So this could mean a lot of things, you know. Does not mean that a person look young externally, okay, can have a young cell, all right, because we cannot see inside what's really going on. So a person may look youthful externally, right? But internally, it may be telling us a very different story. So a young person can host old cells, right? So let's just see how do they differ, okay? So as you can see, young and healthy genes, all right, our genes are always, okay, it will always unwind and it will close on itself, which we call on and off. All right, so this is on, this is off lah. Okay, so every time you open and close to read different parts of the gene accordingly. Okay, and this process is tightly regulated in all cells. Okay, however, over time, okay, or certain things can happen in your cell that causes your gene to have some form of malfunction when this mechanism went haywire. Okay, so this is a normal gene, but because of this open and close, this mechanism is faulty. So there's mutation. Rather than reading its opposite, it can read on its own code or react with foreign genes. So this is what happened to older genes. Yeah. Okay, it becomes looser. Your genes become looser, and as a result, it is a lot more prone to mutation and reading the wrong gene. Okay, next, please. Okay, so there's this thing, very interesting, you know, that scientists recently found out. Okay, not guardian of galaxy, but guardian of your genes, all right? There's a guardian protecting all your DNA in your cell. So this is the normal DNA strand that you see, okay? So there's this protein here sitting on your cell known as twin. Okay, so what does this fancy name mean, all right? It's basically a protein that acts as a gatekeeper for your genes. Okay, so it has a very important role to guard your gene to ensure that your genes are working properly, right? Okay, and it will regulate which part of your DNA is being read, which part will be on, which part will be off, okay? And study shows, okay, that they perform numerous studies to see that low level of sirtuins is a reflection of a reduced lifespan. Okay, and cells that has more sirtuin tend to live out longer than those who are not. Okay, so now it's quite new. Actually, this is a very exciting and new part of studies where it's mostly done in animals, but they are now bringing it into how it can also influence us. All right. Okay, so as genes, as Vinda said, okay, genes will influence everything. Okay, everything in your body. So likewise, sirtuin can also exert similar effects. Okay, it influences many processes in our body, such as, okay, gene expression, okay, as we have mentioned, metabolism also. Okay, you may not know, there is actually genes that will affect your metabolism. How your body will use carbs, fat, okay, how fast you will digest, how fat is being accumulated, stored in which part of your body, and also insulin sensitivity. It's influenced by sirtuins, right? And of course, not to mention, very important, the DNA repair mechanism in your cell. Okay, your DNA will also damage with time, so we need to be able to repair your normal cell cycle, ensure normal cell growth, and also exerts neuroprotective properties, okay, to your brain and nervous system. Okay, so it has a lot of promise and tends to also play a very important role in our body. Okay, so the most important question you want to know is, can this be fixed? All right, since genes sounds like something pretty permanent, but is there anything we can do to influence it? Right, so of course, if you attend today's session, the answer is yes lah. All right, so what can you do? So certain dietary agent can help to regulate gene expression, okay, positive gene expression, to help bring balance back to the body, okay, reduce inflammation, and also provide clinical protection to our body. Okay, next please. All right, so you know, sirtuins is very sensitive, and there are things that can also influence it in a negative way, okay, such as overweight and overeating, sugar and high sugar in your blood, and also smoking. So 3 of these are some of the major factors, okay, and stress also, that will decrease the number of sirtuins in your body. This is scary, you know, it means the guardians in your genes reduce, all right? So the good thing is, apparently you can increase the number of sirtuins and also its activity in your body with 3 ways, okay? So 1, proven, is restricted calories. Number 2, time-based eating, and nutraceuticals, which is some polyphenols, okay, at the end. So for my section, I'll be talking about this number 1 and number 2. All right, next please. Okay, so we feel great. It's really the perfect solution, all right, towards targeting number 1 and number 2. Okay, so let's see how this works for us. Okay, simple system, incredible results indeed. All right, so intermittent fasting, okay, we have already been practicing this. So 4-4-12 is basic. So if you want to up it 1 level, you can always go with 16-8. All right, as you can see here, the insulin level will be drastically reduced, okay, if you were to switch to that kind of eating pattern. And with our products, okay, merging it, Unimate can really increase the fat burning capacity and reduce your appetite, okay, and together with Bow's Life, that can help to regulate your the surge of insulin, especially with incoming food. So it's able to really reduce the insulin elevation and give it a very steady form of release, hence regulating your sirtuin level as well. Next, please. Okay, so what really influences sirtuin is really, okay, the impact of food, all right, as we see overeating just now. So we have the solution that targets this specifically. So to reduce the impact of food, because we cannot run away, we have to eat anyway, okay, we have both. Okay, one is Quercetin C+, next is S. All right, both targeting different problems, but they can help to reduce the impact of food. Okay, next please. All right, so BioSlife C+, you can see that there's a very specific design to the matrix that's really brought to lower your cholesterol levels. So unlike your ordinary fiber, there is 4 specific mechanisms that we target to lower this down. So number 1, we target directly on production side, which is the liver, okay, with polycosanol. Next, Small intestine, that's where reabsorption happens. So we need plant sterol to help impede that. And third, okay, with incoming food, we have the biosphere fiber that targets specifically on fatty food. They can help to absorb it, reduce the impact into the body, and reduce it and remove it away. All right. And last but not least, it also helps to lower bad cholesterol and LDL in the body. So BioSlife C+, as you can see, is so much more than just an ordinary fiber blend that you eat. Okay, but what you take here can impact your body and your organs and how it will metabolize fat also. Next, please. Okay, for another option, okay, if you have struggled managing insulin levels or sugar levels, or you want to go into losing inches and lose weight, right, then BioSlife S is the solution for you. Okay, why so? That's because it provides critical, fiber support with, okay, Unicity 7X. Okay, it's a very specific fiber blend that targets carbohydrate. Biosphere just now is on cholesterol, so this is on carbohydrates, right? It helps to support healthy glucose absorption, right? So you'll not spike your insulin levels and support normal glucose levels. Okay, so both of these are excellent, okay, and you choose depending on which is your specific concern, right? Next, please. Okay, so of course, after BioSlife range, we also have a very important one, which is Unimate. So what is Unimate all about? Okay, it is a sugar-free yerba mate drinks that help to bridge the gap. So it plays a very important role, okay, to give us healthy cognitive processes, well-being, relaxation, okay, ketone production, and and it differs from other type of drinks because it has 10 times more active ingredient, which is the chlorogenic acid, and 375 times more than a standard cup of coffee, right? So we're going to go into this chlorogenic acid, okay, this 10 times more one, right? So why am I talking about this? Because there is some correlation to this and good gene expression, right? Let's see. First, okay, so their studies have shown that chlorogenic acid balances proper gene expression, okay, especially in the brain. So this is where person after drinking Unimate can really experience that confidence and that feeling of calmness and relaxation. Okay, have to balance that out. And okay, it also has the potential to reduce the aging effect of cells. Okay, so we know that aging would happen eventually. So it can help to reduce that, okay, and display anti-aging effects. It also helps to decrease the risk of age-related diseases, okay, and improve the quality of life, okay, even to some brain-related like Alzheimer's, okay, and metabolic-wise like diabetes, heart attack, and things like that. Okay, so it's a potent phytochemical can also and may increase sirtuin activity, right? So that is the reason why we have packaged both of these together. Not just only it makes you look great, feel great, but it can also make your cells younger, right? How? Okay, so with both of these in combination, naturally, okay, because you take BioSlife as, okay, and the Unimate, okay, next please. Naturally, your urge to eat will reduce. Okay, the fibers from the BioSlife that you take will expand in your body. So your inclination to eat a lot will reduce. So if you eat 1 cup of rice, now you only feel like eating half or even a half. So you already cut half a portion. And naturally, your calories will also reduce. Okay, so this is key, right? And this will also lower your insulin levels and your sugar levels, okay, which can influence that. Okay, and weight loss also is key. Inches lost. And so all these things will naturally lead you to an increased amount of sirtuins in your body. All right, an increased amounts of sirtuins. So both of these, this is, frankly speaking, the best solutions, and the principle is also founded by science as well. Okay, right. So next slide. So feel great is the solution, okay, that can potentially may increase sirtuin levels in our body. Okay, and this can give us younger cells in the long run. Right. So the next segment, I'll pass the time back to Winda to continue with it.
Thank you. So the third one with nutraceutics, what is this and why says polyphenols? Basically, if you remember the 6 ways of body fighting aging, one of the mechanism is the antioxidant mechanism. So polyphenols is a strong, potent antioxidants that can help fight the aging of your cells. The key of getting this enough polyphenols is actually having good nutrients every day, throughout the day. How? Of course, eat a balanced diet containing different sources of macro and micronutrients. So you've got your protein, carbohydrate, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, and especially have food that rich in vitamin C and rich in zinc. Both of these improve your immune system and protects your cells from the free radicals. It is a good antioxidant. Don't forget to hydrate. Cells contain lots of water, so hydration is important. Take at least 2.5 liters a day of water for healthy people, healthy adults. And lastly, don't forget to take supplements. We may not be sure that our diet is good enough. So having extra supplement, make sure that we can get the nutrients, our body can get the nutrients that is necessary for the metabolism. Apart from the Bios Life and Unimate, there are also good products that helps you with getting enough nutrients throughout the day. The first product is Unicity Core Health. It is designed especially with AM/PM formula. So different formula gives you a different effect. So there are combination of vitamins and minerals in it, and it makes sure that each of these nutrients can be absorbed optimally at the right time of the day, because different nutrient is absorbed at different time of the day. If you look at this composition of the day, the AM tablets contains vitamin C and zinc, and as well as quercetin, which are the potential strong antioxidant. And at night, it gives theanine that helps with brain function, with cognitive. So it will give you a feeling of more calm and relaxed. You get a better sleep. Your cells can repair itself better. So your body can work better during sleep to repair the damage. Quercetin is a product that works together with vitamin C to prevent cell damage. If the cell is oxidized, it will become a toxic metabolite, which is not good for our body. So with vitamin C and quercetin together, it makes sure that our cells getting good enough antioxidants. And the other product that is good for having all the nutrients that you need throughout the day is Daily Produce 24. It is a combination of 24 kinds of fruits and vegetables. It contains different kinds of vitamins, minerals, flavonoids, polyphenol, antioxidants, and we call them as the phytochemicals. Why? Because if you look at the young cell and the old cell, the normal cell is round and nice, but due to the pollution, due to the radiation, the free radicals attacking the cell, and the cell has stress, so it will shrink. Shrinking cells create premature aging. So it is not good for our body. It is not good for the cells itself. With antioxidants such as the phytochemicals, polyphenols, and also flavonoids can help fight this effect of oxidative stress. So we avoid or we prevent the premature aging of the cell. And lastly, Sirtuin is the key to healthy genes. And these healthy genes help create healthy cells. a younger cell can increase your lifespan, and how we can focus increasing the level of sirtuin is by 3 ways: with time-based eating, calorie restriction, and supplement with nutraceuticals products from Unicity. If you have more questions about the sirtuins, about the products, and how to use these products to activate your cells to look younger, then feel free to contact us, either me or Claudia. Thank you. Are there any questions? Shall we wait for around 5 minutes?
Okay, I know that Sirtuins is quite a new concept. All right, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah.
And it would be confusing sometimes because it's not really common thing to discuss, right?
Yeah, it's a very new science, and layman science have not picked up on it yet. So mostly if you find online, it's all very scientific journals.
Yes, and it's a really specific kind of gene, the protein in our body. We've never, some of us may never heard of it. But I think what's more important is how we can apply this lifestyle, this time-based eating, calorie restriction, and taking supplements regularly is more important than thinking about the very tiny minuscule things like this sirtuin genes.
Yep.
That's more important, I guess.
Okay, so Victor, you can type your questions in the chat.
Someone raise hand.
Yeah. Is he
If
having
you got
difficulty?
questions?
Okay, Nima, you can just say it. Yeah.
Cannot type into the chat.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please. What's your question?
Actually, you can unmute yourself and speak. Yeah. If that's more convenient for you.
What would the Unimate do a play in the new technology about the anti-aging?
Wow, okay, great question. Yeah, I suppose I can answer this question. All right, so in the midst of all this, you actually have one product in your mind, okay, which is Unimate. So Unimate also plays an anti-aging role, okay, with some of the ingredient, GABA, okay, things like GABA, ornithine, and things like that help to reduce, okay, certain and balance the neurotransmitter in the brain, and that can translate to our cell as well. So this can help through indirect means, okay? So if a person, for example, have like a more alert cell, okay, in the brain function, for example, okay, due to the effect of with Unimate, okay, from there they get better sleep, all right, their hormones are more balanced. So that can indirectly also influence healthy gene expression. Okay, to a certain degree, can also influence sirtuin activity as well. All right. So the mode of action may not be so direct, but it can also exert a certain degree of influence to and at the genetic level. All right. I hope I answered your question. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So if there is no questions, okay, then it's fine. I suppose we can end today's session. If you have anything, please feel free to write in, and me and Winda, both of us, would be more than happy to help you out on this area. Okay. Thank you very much. So I hope that you all also tune in for next month. Okay, our focus for next month also into the brain. Okay, food to make you a genius. Okay, and also in the area of anti-aging. Okay, that will be our focus and how we can link feel great into that. So it's going to be a very exciting month. So I hope that you all don't miss out. Okay, make sure to attend. All right, thank you so much for your time, and thank you. All right, see you guys next month. Bye.